So everybody should be skeptical, not cynical. Skeptical. All right. So the formal signing of this deal is supposed to be this coming Friday in Geneva, Switzerland. All right. We're ready to rock. Okay. And by that time, there will be a text of the deal, obviously, but we don't have it now. That's important. So apparently, these are news reports, so you got to be very skeptical of them. Strait of Hormuz will immediately reopen. U.S. will end blockade of Iranian ports. They'll work out some kind of verification to see that the mullahs aren't working on nuclear bombs. Those are the big three things. Now, that verification isn't going to come instantly. And I believe there's money attached to that. So if Iran allows weapons inspectors in, they're going to get some cash. But I could be wrong because that text, again, has not been released. But I think that's what's going on here. Almost immediately after the president made his announcement, and remember, this is a terrorist state you're dealing with. We all know that. Almost immediately, within 5 minutes, here's what CNN said. Go.
Let's take a cold, hard reality check here. It has taken 60 days plus since the ceasefire came into existence at the beginning of April to get to this point, to get to a point where two out of the mediators and one of the sides can say that there is an agreement. The other side seems to be slipping in that direction.
Here's some cold reality. CNN doesn't want a deal. They hate Trump. And this guy, Roberts, he's been around. But why bring that up? Yeah, the mullahs get back out, and you can say that, but come on. That's not the first thing. That's not the headline. The headline is a deal. And Nick, your job is to find out what the deal is, not to cast aspersions on it within 5 minutes. Drives me nuts. Now, this always happens because the Trump haters and the Democratic Party, which are pretty much one and the same now, the last thing on earth they want is for Trump to emerge with a solid deal. That's the last thing they want. Now, you can say that's un-American. I believe it is. But it's also planet Earth. But it's happening. But the markets, which are smarter than Nick Robertson and CNN, they're up. This is mid-afternoon now, we're taping. So gas dropped more than 5% to $82 a barrel before the conflict with Iran. It was $67 a barrel. So that's a pretty big drop, coming in the right direction. Stock market added 700 points by mid-afternoon. So the markets are believing this. But they want to believe it, but they're on that side because that's just money. But in the Democratic Party, there are some vicious, the most vicious guy I think is this guy Seth Moulton from Massachusetts. Here's what he says. Go.
They're much closer to a bomb than they ever were under President Obama. And Trump started this war that he's losing. And at the end of it, it doesn't sound like he's going to get even a semblance of a nuclear deal. The deal to reopen the strait, which again was open. It was always open before he started this dumb war.
Simply, he's lying, Moulton. He may be too dumb to know what the truth is. So Iran's much closer to a bomb than they were under President Obama. He forgot about a year ago when the USA and Israel went in and wiped out the main capacity to build a bomb. Apparently, he forgot about that. Didn't link it together. All right. And then we're losing the war. How can we be losing the war? How? In what way? We have 13 casualties. 13. And now Iran is apparently doing what President Trump wants it to do. But we're losing. I mean, it's just, and the anchor person on MS, that's where that was, just sits there. Because A, she's not smart enough to know what's going on, and B, she gets paid to hate Trump. Okay, so the Democratic Party knows that if this kicks in the way Trump wants it to, that the midterms then slide back toward the Republican Party because the Democratic Party is so nuts, is so crazy. And independent Americans don't want to vote for that party. Yes, independent Americans are angry. They had to pay more for gas. But if it turns out that there is verification of nukes, that commerce goes through the strait, then all of that disappears, all of that advantage. But here's an incredible mistake. So second in command in the House of Representatives is Hakeem Jeffries from New York. Okay? Listen to this. Roll the tape.
Do you agree if Democrats take back the House, will you move to impeach President Trump?
We haven't ruled anything in or ruled anything out in terms of accountability. What we have said is that our focus is going to be to make life more affordable for the American people. We have to drive down the high cost of living. We have to restore the American dream, which a lot of people understandably have concluded is broken right now.
So the guy won't say whether if the House and the Senate go Republican, go Democrat, particularly the House, that the impeachment circus starts again. You think most Americans want that? The Trump haters want it, but not most Americans. Colossal mistake. So summing up, Friday is the day. I believe J.D. Vance, the vice president, will be on hand in Geneva to sign it. I don't know what's in it, but based on what the president said to me, he got what he wanted. And we'll obviously continue all this week telling you what we know, and that's the memo.